Hi, welcome to Detailing World, and today we're going to be taking a look at 15 basic products you should have in your detailing collection. Hi, welcome back. If this is your first time here, my name's Matt. Today we're going to be taking a look at some of the basic items that you need if you're just starting into detailing, and we're going to be trying to look at items that you'll have around the house or that really don't break the bank at all, just cost a couple of pounds. Detailing can become quite inexpensive, I'll be aware of that, but yeah, there's always cheap alternatives out there. So yeah, before we get onto this, if you could give this video a quick like, and if you're not subscribed already, please do consider subscribing, it really does help us out. So yeah, we'll crack on. So number one on the list, and hopefully everyone should have one of these, is a hose pipe. Now, it goes without saying, you need water to give your car a good clean, and you just need a hose at the very least to be able to rinse it down prior to washing, maybe fill up your buckets and then rinse it off afterwards. Now, understandable if you live in a flat, apartments, sometimes you don't always have access to an outside tap, but where possible, yeah, a hose pipe, really, it is an essential. Next on are buckets, and really you need two, one for clean rinse water and one for your soapy solution. Now again, you don't have to break the bank, you can get something just like this, like a 15-20 litre bucket, and these probably cost like £1 or £2 from your local hardware store or your supermarket, something like that. Now you can break the bank a little bit and spend a bit more money on something like these. Typically they come with stickers on, wash and rinse. And if you really want to splash out, you can get the grit guards. These fit perfectly into these detailing buckets, but they typically do cost a lot more. So moving on then, the first product as such, this is number 3 on the list, is a dedicated wheel cleaner. Now I was a bit hesitant of putting this in, thinking the shampoo would just do it, but for a first clean of your wheels, if they've been neglected and you are just getting into detailing, then you really do want to give them a good clean. Now this one from RRC Customs, this costs, I don't know, about £6-7 for this 1 litre bottle. I'll put a link up here. We did do a review on it a while ago. It's really good stuff. So once you gave your wheels a really good clean, you can maintain them with just normal body shampoo after that. Number 4 on the list, and again without breaking the bank, these generic yellow wheel brushes. You can get these off eBay and Amazon and they cost just a few pounds. Now they are good. I've had several of these. Now, key thing to note there is several, and they do last, maybe a couple of years depending on how often you're cleaning. Now compare that to an Easy Detail brush, it probably costs 2 or 3 times the price of this. I can't remember off the top of my head, but this one has lasted me 7 or 8 years, a long time. You could also splash out a bit further. This is where you can go a bit crazy with detailing and get these wheel woolies. This is a cheap microfiber alternative, which is now my engine brush. That was a generic thing off, again, eBay or Amazon some years ago. And these are the wheel woolies, which are really great, but again, they can get quite expensive. But to begin with, something like this to really agitate that wheel cleaner, that'll do you spot on. Now, next on the list at number 5 is a shampoo. Obviously, you need to be washing your car with something. And again, you don't have to be getting specialist products. I've got this one here that I've recently purchased from Detailed Online. I think that's about £6 for a 500ml bottle. Again, your supermarkets sell plenty of shampoos. Just for a few pounds, you can get them with wash and waxing, so the wax added to it will help boost gloss on future maintenance washes. So again, just a couple of pounds at your local supermarkets and Motor Factors, they will have a decent wash and wax shampoo solution for you. Now, sticking with that theme of washing your car, you want to be upgrading. If you're using a sponge like most, you want to upgrade that. Now, again, as I said, this is without breaking the bank. You can get a microfiber noodle mitt. Again, supermarkets, pound shops, this probably did cost me £1. You can spend up to about £5 or something like that. Or you can get Lambswool mitts, and these ones, this is another microfiber wash mitt. This costs a few more pounds, but this is a microfiber pile wash mitt. And you can get these just as wash pads. But these are absolutely great and much safer than these. Nothing wrong with these, great starting wash mitts. But if you want to spend a bit more, something like that. Or you can go really crazy and get something like the Dodo Juice Wookie's Fist. It's super natural wash mitt, but yeah, it's a bit big, that one. A lot of maintenance, but well worth it. As I said though, if you want to start out, that's great. So from wash mitts, you then want to be looking at detailing brushes. Again, you can use something around the house. So if you've got a couple of spare paintbrushes that you've never used from out of a set, something like this. Sometimes they'll have a metal ferrule, I think that's called, around the edge. Just tape that up. I use these really for either engine bay work or getting down the side of the seats on the interior of the car now. but you can use these to clean around the badgers and the grills. Alternatively, you can get detailing brushes, sets like this. So this was a set of 5 off Amazon. That cost about maybe £5 for those 5. You can get more luxury ones, you know, up to about £20 on these. But again, without breaking the bank, a set of 5 brushes there. Nice big ones for cleaning the wheels, for cleaning the face of the wheels. You've got smaller ones for the air vents. So there's a good selection there. They don't cost the earth either, just a few pounds for that selection. They'll last you a good few years. Now, sticking with the cleaning again, we're back onto another product. You want an all-purpose cleaner now. Well, the key there is the words all-purpose. You will use this a lot, and if you join any Facebook groups, all-purpose cleaner gets recommended for a lot of issues. So staining on your seats, cleaning your engine bay, cleaning if you've got a fabric roof, cleaning mold, moss, things like that. All-purpose cleaner will get mentioned a hell of a lot. Again, plenty of dedicated detailing cleaners out there. I'm not saying don't buy them, by all means go and buy them, but if you are on a budget, you can get these, you know, from your local supermarket, designed for typically a kitchen and around the house. Just obviously make sure it's a not with bleach one, and just dilute this down just as you would with a dedicated detailing one. And again, these probably only cost like £1 for a big bottle like that. So without breaking the bank and to get you started with detailing, it's a great product to be buying, and you will use a lot of all-purpose cleaner during your detailing life, basically. So back onto tools and equipment then, we're on to I think number 9 now, and that is microfibers. You will need a selection of these. Now this one is a dedicated glass cleaning one. And then these two here, these are more your generic work towels, so these will be used to clean. You can use these to apply dressings on your tyres. You can use them to apply polish if you're using a hand polish. Use them to remove polish, you know, remove waxes, clean interiors. Microfiber cloths, you will be using a lot of those. So you can pick those up quite cheaply at your local supermarket. You can also splash out again with everything and get these more plush ones. These are, you know, got like ribboned edges. This one is to be removing wax, really nice thick deep pile. Another one here, and you've got these new edgeless ones. Again, as a final wipe down, something like that, removing wax, removing polish residues, applying quick detailers. Microfibers will be used a lot, so it's definitely worth investing in some nice ones for the finer work. So as I say, applying quick detailers, applying and removing things such as polishers, all-in-ones, glazers, waxes. And you also want the cheap ones as well. Everyone, doesn't matter if you're starting out or if you're a pro, you will buy cheap microfibers just for dirty work such as removing tar in engine bays. So yes, microfiber towels, great investment that is. So one of the microfibers I mentioned there then was a glass cleaning cloth. Now it moves on to the next product, which is your glass cleaners. This bottle here, this has just been decanted from a bigger 5-litre bottle into this. But again, you will have glass cleaners around your house, you know, again, from your local supermarkets. To start off with, any glass cleaner will do. You just want clean windows. You don't need to break the bank buying glass cleaners. So yeah, that is something you will need really in your collection, just to be, you know, make sure you've got a clean windscreen and your front windows. And obviously rear windows, back window and everything as well. So moving on from glass cleaners, I think this one is, to be honest, quite a necessity. Again, I was a bit unsure to put this in, but that is tyre dressings or back to black, whatever you may know them as, trim dressings. I think once you've finished off the black trims and your tyres and they've got that nice shiny or satin look, that you can tell then you've spent some time cleaning your car. To me, there's a difference between just giving your car a quick wash and it looking clean, and then seeing another car parked next to it with nice shiny tyres and the plastics have been done. You know someone spent some time on that. So yeah, again, starting out, tyre dressings, trim dressings. Sometimes you get one product will do both. Well, more often than not, one product will do both. You'll get a product that does trim, rubber, plastic, leather even, all as one. And again, microfiber cloths to apply that. In that case there, I can just spray that onto the tyres, onto the trim, and then just buff off with a microfiber. So again, you'll see how often microfibers do get mentioned. Getting close to the end, and I think we're on number 11 now, and that is drying towels. So again, there's a selection of towels. This is a waffle weave drying towels, quite a large one. This is a common one that you will see. A lot of detailing suppliers do sell these. Again, you can get these cheap enough on eBay and Amazon. That's half the size of it. One of those will easily dry your car without issue. This is one of my personal favourites, and I've used lots of these over the years. Doesn't look huge. That will easily dry a family-sized car, you know, such as Focus, Seat Leon, Golf, something like that. Easily dry a car of that size. Or again, you can go a bit extreme with something like a Dodo Juice Supernatural drying towel, which is much bigger and has got a bit of dirt on this one, so it's not as clean as it looks. So yeah, drying towels, that's a definite for your collection really. You don't want to be getting water spots on your car. Yeah, so once you've done with a wash and you've rinsed it, you do want to dry it off. You don't really want to be using squeegees. They can leave scratches in the paintwork. I've had that happen to myself in the past. So yeah, drying towels, decent drying towels are a worthwhile investment. You may have to spend a bit more than you might feel comfortable with. You'll probably find you spend more on drying towels for your car than you do your body, but hey, definitely worth investing in. And then getting to the end of finishing a detail, you are then possibly looking at, this is again where you could stop at that basically. But I think these final two products, this is where you're just starting to get into detailing. Rather than just cleaning a car and that's it being done, you're wanting to get the best shine out of it. So you're thinking of things such as all-in-one polishers and glazers. Typically come in bottles of this size, 250ml or 500ml. Again, they don't cost the earth. And again, these applied with microfibers, or you can get microfiber applicators. But yeah, if you just buy microfiber towels, you can just use one of those. Apply this, nice and easy, and you leave it to haze up. Remove that and that will fill any swirls, maybe minor scratches as well, and add a bit of shine to your car. Some of these all-in-ones include a wax as well. But yeah, another great, for me, you should have that to start with if you're just getting into detailing, which then leads you onto waxes. And again, to begin with, you may be thinking such as liquid waxes, not something I use much anymore. Yes, I've got one here, but this one was sent to me. So we've got liquid waxes, but typically you'll be looking at paste waxes, so you'll be familiar with things such as this. So, wow, it smells lovely. So a paste wax, again, they come in a variety of sizes. And this is, I think, a 200ml or 250ml pot. You can get 50ml sample pots. They come in tins or plastic tubs. But a wax that will basically protect the car, protect the finish. So you'll apply the all-in-one polish that we've just mentioned, buff that off, and then apply a wax on top. And again, to me, that is just one final step. You take, from standard washing your car to moving on to detailing, as you start looking at waxes and finishing products. And then finally, quite a boring one here, but you want to be looking at investing in bottles. So you have a couple of different types of bottles. This is a 750ml bottle. This I think is a 946ml bottle, a 32-ounce bottle with the dilution markings on. Again, the reason you want these, a lot of the products you'll be buying, you will, such as the shampoo, you'll leave that in the bottle. You'll leave the fast wax in the bottle. But all-purpose cleaners, as we mentioned earlier, typically you'll dilute down to 4:1 or a 10:1 ratio. So investing in bottles like this, where you can decant it from off the shelf into here and dilute it with water, or as in my case earlier, I have 5 litres of glass cleaner and decant that into a smaller bottle to make it more manageable. Yeah, bottles, again, you don't have to go silly expensive. These cost, I think, £2 or £3 each typically. You can normally get bulk deals if you buy 5 or 6 from a supplier. They might be a little bit cheaper per bottle, or you can just get something cheap like this. This one's lasted me a good few years. It has started leaking on the bottom, hence why it's empty. Yes, so there we have it. That is, in my opinion, 15 of the basic items you will probably end up gathering to begin with when you first start getting into detailing. You can go a lot further with fallout removers, tar removers, iron removers, claying, IPAs, pressure washers, snow foam lancers. You can go a lot further, as you can imagine. But to begin with, I think as long as you've got pretty much all of this, not necessarily everything that I've got here, but a wheel brush, a wash mitt, a towel, a microfiber, a couple of bottles, you're good to go and you can get the best out of the paintwork on your car really. So yeah, if you find this useful, then please make sure you hit that like button, and if you're not subscribed already, please do consider subscribing as well. And be sure to check some of the videos at the end of this, follow us on Instagram and all that jazz, and we'll see you in the next video.